Hey everybody, I'm Dave Hodgkins, your host here at Hanging with Hodge. I want to welcome you to the show today. So I was just out in my wife's garden getting more flowers for another mead video that I'm going to be doing. And you know, I came across a bunch of dead, well I thought they were honeybees, and I was really concerned. But then I noticed these dead bees started moving and they started twitching. And I realized they weren't honeybees, they were zombies. Hey, so welcome back. Let's go ahead and get started making some more mead. So in today's episode, we are going to continue with our cherry vanilla mead. So this is an offshoot of what we saw Faywood Mead do over on her channel. And so I thought, man, that looked really good. So I decided I was going to try it, do it a little bit differently on for mine. But hopefully it will turn out half as good as what hers did. But we've got about 1.5 gallons here of our cherry mead. Started about 3 weeks ago. The airlock is stopped. It was a very active fermentation, so I've got even some of it spilled over up onto the top here. I've had to change out the airlock at least once on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take a measurement, and then we're going to rack it over into a couple carboys. So what we're going to use for today, and I am assuming this is done, that is down to 1.00, if not a little bit lower. So what we're going to need is we need our graduated cylinder. I'm going to grab my handy dandy hydrometer as well. We need our turkey baster here, or in this case here, this is going to be our wine thief. We will have our auto siphon here that we'll be using. We've got a 1 gallon glass carboy, and I've also got a 1/2 gallon glass carboy with airlocks ready to go. Got a couple measuring spoons because we're going to stabilize it as well. And we've got potassium sorbate so we can stabilize it. This way here, if we need to back sweeten it afterwards, because this should be dry. If we think that we need additional sweetness to it, we can add some additional honey, but we don't want to kick up that fermentation. We don't want it to continue to ferment afterwards and restart. So we would then stabilize it with the potassium sorbate. So let's go ahead and get started. So first thing I need to do is I need to grab my handy dandy hydrometer. And through the magic of editing, we now have our handy dandy hydrometer. So first thing we're going to do is pop our lid. Again, everything is sterilized. Make sure that you, not sterilized, sanitized. There is a difference between sterilized and sanitized. We have sanitized, not sterilized. I don't have sterilization equipment, although I could just hold it over the fire and melt things. That's bad though. Alright, so we've got our vanilla bean in here as well. And we're just going to go ahead and pluck that right out. Yes, even my hand is sterilized, sanitized. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is, so it looks good, it smells good. Let's see if it tastes good as well. So I like to do a sample tasting after each measurement. Now notice as I put it in, I'm squeezing the bulb first. I don't want to get any additional air in here now, because as I said, I'm expecting that it is done. We're going to go into secondary fermentation here. And knowing that that is full. We've got our glass here. Now this one here, probably can't see it, but this says this is from Black Star Farms. This is from our trip we did a few years ago. We went out to Frankenmuth. No, this one here. yeah, this one here we went to Frankenmuth, but they also have Frankenmuth, Michigan, but they also have one up in Traverse City, and we did some wine tastings. They're really good wine, so if you're around Black Star Farms, check them out. Pour off some here. We don't overflow when we put our hydrometer in. So give it a spin in case there's any air bubbles on there. I want to get a true reading. And that's right at 1.000. So this is done. So let's now I can use to sit for a while just to clear up, get some clarity. It is looking pretty clear, but I think that I can get even clearer. More clear, clearer, one of the two. Let's see how this came out. It's got a light fragrance to it. So if you remember, we used a ½ gallon of the Monterey cherry juice and a gallon of water. So you're not going to get overwhelming with the cherry flavor. But we did have the vanilla bean in there for a full 3 weeks as well. Actually, that's pretty nice. Got tartness, but it's not overwhelming. We do get the taste of the cherry juice in the back of the throat, which is nice. I think the vanilla bean helps to mellow that out as well. Yeah, as I said, it's not overwhelming, it's not overpowering, it's not really strong. This will be a nice sipping mead when we're sitting out by the fire pit here. I'll have to show that to you. It came out really well. Built it myself. So let's get another opinion here. Hey, Win, you gonna come try it? So I get a thumbs up from my wife. So it's pretty good. It's probably not the, I said it's not the strongest flavor of meads. But I think that's going to be a nice sipping mead, especially once you chill it out as well. So I think it's going to end up being nice. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and get this racked over. So I'm going to take my bottles here. I'm going to set them lower. And a full gallon, and that is very full, so we're going to actually pull some out. Just force me to drink it. Excellent. All right, we're going to cap these off. Go sit them in a nice dark spot and let them continue to ferment. Well, they won't go any farther, but they'll clear up. We'll probably get some more sediment come out of it, and it'll be even clearer. So we'll see you in a few minutes. And we're back. So it's been 24 hours since we racked these off, and one thing I missed putting in the last segment was I did go ahead and stabilize with potassium sorbate. So this way here, Wendy was like, yeah, it's okay. She likes it sweeter because this is dry. This is at 1.000. So we're going to go ahead and do some back sweetening. And that's why we stabilized, because we don't want it to renew fermentation once we add our sweetener back in there. Now, because I've got a full gallon and I've got a half gallon, for the full gallon I'm going to add honey to back sweeten it, and then for the half gallon I want to try something. I got this organic blue agave sweetener from Kirkland, from the Kirkland brand from Costco. I want to give that a try. I'm going to use it in here. Now, doing some math, how much do I want to put in here? I want to raise up my gravity reading to about 1.020. That's about the sweetness where we like it for our sake. So how do we figure that out? Well, we're doing the math. The 1 pound of honey in general, so depending on the type of honey you have, but in general, 1 pound of honey raises the gravity reading to 0.037 gravity points. So because of the fact I've got a gallon here, but I'm going to take some of this out because I need to be able to add honey in, but I don't want to go to 1.037. I want to get it to about 1.020. So doing the math on that there, it comes out to about 2.85 points per ounce. So I want to go ahead and add in about 7 ounces of honey to my 1 gallon. I'm guessing that's about the same for the blue agave. So since we're doing that in the half, I only want to use about half of that, which would be about 3.5 ounces of the blue agave here. So I've got my honey though in a thing of hot water, and this is actually local honey that my son bought from me last year for Christmas, and I've got 10 ounces of it. So I've got my scale here, and what I'll do is I'm going to take some of this out here. Let's go ahead and start, because we've got to make some room. So we'll undo our rubber band system, our dual rubber band system. And again, everything's sanitized, so we're good to go there. And I'm just going to take some out, and I'm just going to put it into a glass here. So I'm actually just removing it for the sake of being able to add it in. And we don't want any of this to go to waste. That's a healthy glass of mead. And then we're going to do the same over here. We can always add more back in. Turn the scale on as well. We need our stirrer. Be right back. There we go. My stirring one. Now, and I've got my sanitation bucket right here, by the way. I'll be using the skinny end. It fits well into these ones here. And so I've got 10 ounces in here. I'm going to eyeball it down to about 7, and then I'm going to check the weight. When what's left in here is 3 ounces, and we know that we've put in 7 ounces. And then we'll take a gravity reading. Now, weigh this out. 3.5. What's left here? So let's call that good. Let's mix this. I want to mix it without adding any air, or with the least amount of air possible, because we do not want to oxidate this. All right, let's take a reading, see where we are. I was estimating 7 ounces because I knew that I'd be taking some out. And we're at 1.018. I'm gonna call that good. Let's taste it first before I say it's good. Right. It does have a better smell, better fragrance to it. Yesterday was, you could tell it was dry just from the smell. This here you can pick up more of the sweetness now. I could agree with Wendy. That's better. That is better. I'm going to just add honey straight into the glass too. Right. I'm going to go ahead and pour this back in here. We're going to let it age that way. All right, let's move this one here aside. All right, we currently have 1 pound, 13.9 ounces. So realistically, I just want to put in about 3.5 ounces. So that should drop it down to 1 pound, 10.4, 10.5 ounces. And we'll take our reading from there. I've never used this before. This may end up making this undrinkable. I don't know. Let's find out together. Oh, I'll need a clean glass though. That's good. All right. A little bit more than what I was expecting. We're down to 1 pound, 9.2. Going a little bit heavier. Let's see how it comes out. All right, and our handy dandy hydrometer. And what our gravity reading is at now. Damn, 1.1, I'm sorry, damn, 1.020 on the dot. Right where I wanted it to be. 1.020. Now, the question is, does it taste any good? Pour the rest of this in here. And I still have those other 2 glasses here that are dry. I can always add indirectly. I think it smells about the same, even with the honey. Not as sweet. It's about the same. think the sweetening aspect is about the same. I think it's going to be more in the long run once we let this age out to see how it comes out in the long run. So, all right, well, we're going to go ahead and sit this down into our area downstairs where we keep all the bottled mead. Let it continue to age like this for a while, and then we'll bottle it sometime in the future. But in the meantime, this is pretty decent. Give it a try. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Now, also, looking at going forward, I'm thinking about doing some reviews of wineries and meaderies that we've recently been to. We were recently out in the Great Lakes area. If you think that's something of interest, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think. In the meantime, don't forget, click that like button, click the subscribe button. Over here, I will have some videos that you can go ahead and click on as well. I'm not sure what they're going to be. We'll find out when it lands on YouTube. And over here, we'll have a subscribe button. Make it easier for you if you're on your TV. Just click the up arrow, go over to that ellipse, click on that. You'll see the thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up. Click on my icon there, and you'll be able to subscribe. So, until next time, thanks again. I appreciate you coming out and hanging out with Hodge. Keep brewing, and I'll see you next time.